We are seeing MicroStrategy in a key spot, guys. Seeing that stock price is in that major breakout level where we have been confluencing for over a month after this big bull flag breakout around this $320 level. You know that a big move is going to happen soon. That being said, my name is Dylan from Dylan's Trades. We're going to get into a technical analysis breakdown over starting on the weekly analysis. On the weekly analysis, guys, we have a very simple image in stock price. Right, stock price has been continuing this bull flag continuation with that newfound liquidity in March 2024, leading a new source of price action continuation. We entered this very nice tight consolidation, breaking over the top, eventually stemming a new flagpole-like structure, entering another bull flag continuation, this time being sloping, right, a descending channel. Instead of a horizontal, still the same image, right? Notice how we did get a 1, 2, 3, and 4 nice touch points at these lows. With a bullish engulfing candlestick, we did press over the top with a micro analysis perspective, confirmation over that 320 level, and we did break out. Right. And really the story, guys, has been this movement has been pretty short-lived. And admittingly, I've seen in the comments section, guys, is MicroStrategy is a very vocal community, right? A lot of people who are impatient, right? A lot of people, and I get it. In the past, we've seen the same structure give us an incredible, 210% movement. So to have a very similar technical setup that has, retraced and really built energy really since that, end of November of 2024. And now we get the breakout, right? We still got that nice movement, which we expected a quick 40% price action movement, but hasn't really held the candle to current prior candle structure. With that being noted, guys, slow and steady does win the race. So, seeing that today, or rather this week's candle, we did close below this pennant where buyers have been accumulating. So that is called a false breakdown, guys. And within these situations, it tricks short sellers to step in and weak hands to sell, squeezing up higher, finding new buyer positions and squeezing sellers out, guys. So, we mentioned in the last video, there is a bearish engulfing within this candle structure, but being that we're still reaching the end of this tight pinch within this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9-week consolidation after a quick movement up from this breakout, you know that there's still juice to squeeze, guys. You see this blue trend line on the chart. This is because this is a 50% retracement of this flagpole-like structure. It's around 112% movement, right? If we take this to bottom to top, instead of taking this full flagpole structure, which a lot of traders will do, right? Here in the channel, guys, we use the 50% retracement. It's been a lot more accurate over the years. And when you take that, guys, from the breakout level, that's why we set these price targets when we broke out at 320. We said $400, 440, and 500. Once we get over 440, guys, stock price rose up dramatically, guys. Zero problem at all before consolidating for 1 week, 2, 3, 4, completely knifing at this level, guys. Right, and 400 being a very key level as well, guys. So keep that in mind. But with that being said, not to ramble, guys, on the weekly analysis, we're just looking nice. We're primed at the end of the structure with a false break, so that increases the implied probability that we will get the squeeze to the upside. So we don't want to overanalyze stock. We see a very tight pinch and a slow and steady approach to this bull flag weekly continuation. If we do break over the highs of this weekly candle on that 385, 386 zone, strong and hard with confirmation, should be able to easily retest $400, guys, and eventually 440. Right, if 440 broken, $500 is very live. And that's really, a very interesting spot of this setup, being that there's just a lot of room up here, guys. I mean, you've seen once we got over 440, there's this huge gap all the way to 543. Right, we do that psychological $500 resistance level, but arguably no concrete resistance besides psychological until that resistance marker. So once stock price really does get fired up, should be a pretty fast momentum, and stock price will wake up out of its very tight pinch, which we're currently in. On the daily analysis, we get a great perspective of really just how prime stock price is. I mean, we only have at tops, guys, 1, 2, 3 more days until we have to make a movement. And being that we had that nice strong body bar pressing perfectly at this previous double bottom we mentioned down at this 355 level, coming down to that to a cent, right, forming a strong wick, buyer shoving stock price up, holding strong, pressing into this support, which we did lose for around a couple hours, and then immediately closing over, guys. It does look nice. We have seen this previous flag structure, which we were following within these current levels, right, which we did get the false breakout. Notice how we have 1, 2 candlesticks, 3 perfectly printed down, and we get 2 wicks over the top, flipping red, slowly flipping over to that level. gap down. And we've really just been neutral, guys, over the last 3 weeks. And, despite, being a anomaly in that regard, not coming on here and fluffing things up, there really hasn't been much to look at. We've kept it clear. We're in a range. We're consolidating. And now we're finally seeing that come to an end. So within this perspective, now is when things can get exciting. Whether that's to the up or the down, the implied probability is showing to the up for many reasons, but we will see confirmation soon, guys. So for those who are frustrated with this choppy price action, expect confirmation soon, guys. We only have a couple more days to squeeze out within this pennant structure. And personally, I think we can confirm within the next day or two. Right. So with that being said, though, remain data oriented until we get a strong close over this descending trend line with 1 day, 2, 3, 4, 5, with these nasty wicks, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and now 11 days pressed against. Right. It's very clear this is the number one sign we need to keep an eye on. And for the other side, for the buyers, right, and for the sellers, is this ascending support. So very obvious, guys. Something that's notable right away is that we pop right back within this apex. And although we did false breakout, ending the day about like $1 away from the top of this resistance isn't a bad spot at all, guys. Because, in the past, we mentioned in the breakout level around $300, which is very applicable today. Stock price was tendering up for that next move, and it was testing, building energy in a range on the hourly, testing, gets the break over, and boom. What do we see stock price do over the last few days? Right? Testing that floor. Testing, sweep below, looking like we could get short, guys, and boom. This is the spot where short sellers get squeezed out, guys. So looking right away, if we get the strong close over this pennant structure, not only are we breaking out, but we're likely liquidating any other sellers who are within these regions, which they're there, guys. So with that being said, on the daily, guys, it's really all we're getting. Keep an eye on the close apex structure, as we will get confirmation incredibly soon. On the hourly analysis, guys, we get a great perspective of the insurance for the buyers here, right? For the buyers, we are holding over this descending trend line formation, guys. I mean, you look at the stock price, we've held against this for 1 hour, peaking hard, just a hard movement up, 7.5% price action before getting shot down, right? Another 7.5% move in price action, shot down. We knifed down. Once again, we held over here for 1 hour price action holding, appearing to get the breakout before immediately flushing below. We did get bad news here. The overall market got flipped downwards, just bad timing there. And we did retest before false rejecting, or rejecting, sorry. So we rejected, we came down, we gapped down, and on the channel, guys, remain completely unbiased. We're the last guy to come on here and say we're going to $1,000 tomorrow. It's just, it doesn't make sense, right? It's fishy. So we've been neutral. We've been neutral over the last few weeks. And although it's not exciting, we've been neutral. But once again, you get a great perspective of the buyer insurance here, right? We have these negative structures forming in with this shoulder head, which is a bearish reversal pattern. Good for the short sellers. We break this structure to the downside. We start knifing down, not looking so hot. We come down and boom, double bottom at this level, break it over the neckline, and now we're holding this descending trend line. And we haven't been able to hold that, guys, for too long, right? In the past, I mean, we get stuff immediately, right? Hold for 1 hour, crush, right? Now we're holding for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours. Despite being the official breakout level over this current this current hourly candle, really over that 380 level, we'll say 385, because that is the top for these wick outs on the hourly, right? Just to be safe than sorry, as we have seen this trend line in the past give those, fake breakouts, despite this one being a news derivatives kind of thing, it's still something you want to keep in mind. So being that this has been consolidating for around a month and a half or so, there's some insurance, man. I mean, you can make a case that if MicroStrategy is a strong open, we start to trend up. I mean, we're in a breakout territory. We could immediately see some harsh price action to go test $400 quick. But right, for the buyers from the downside perspective, even if we do come down to the bottom, we still have this heavy floor of around a $10 to $13 support range below us. So hypothetically, we can still have a couple bad days and not confirm. But to the other side around, guys, if the buyers have one strong day here, we could get the breakout. But if sellers do, we still have a lot of insurance down here. So it feels like a pretty comfortable spot, especially considering we have trapped out these short sellers with this descending channel break as well. But this head and shoulders gives a great representation of that. So stock price looks very, very good, man. I would put the implied probability of this breakout around a 70 to 75% chance to the upside. Once again, guys, we've been remaining neutral. It's not exciting, right? Not exciting, but we've been right. We've been right. And not to pat ourselves on the back too much, but that's what stock price is showing us. We're seeing something else, guys. So expect some volatility, right? I imagine a lot of investors and traders aren't used to this kind of dull price action, especially considering we're in a breakout. But slow and steady does win the race, guys. So it does look very nice for the buyers here. And as of now, the implied probability continues to increase as the bulls remain strong, guys. If you found any value out of the video, consider like, subscribing for more MicroStrategy updates. With that being said, guys, I hope you guys have a good day, man. Take care, trade smart, and peace.